Building on what we know about coding languages now, we have this concept of a framework. So, a framework is just a collection of pre written code that allows us to develop experiences a little bit faster, build a little bit faster. And that might sound familiar to us as designers already because it's very, very similar to the idea of a design system. Let's kind of take a look at this. We've got our example project here. And as you can see, we have the designs. And so we've got different screens. And inside of this, you're probably already thinking like, all right, yep, I see the card, I see the inputs, I see the buttons. We've got all of these components. And if we look at our design system, we can see we've got a button in the fields and then some different kind of other helpers and cards here. So in the very similar way, we can think of frameworks as a design system for code, kind of our code equivalent. And basically what it allows developers to do, just like it allows us to do with a design system, is focus on the stuff that really matters in the experience and less on that boilerplate stuff that we're reusing time and time again. So for a developer, they might actually have a component for a button that, again, they can just reuse throughout their entire project as opposed to having to code it from scratch every single time. And so frameworks really differ depending on the language that you're working with, but some you might have heard with CSS, you have Tailwind CSS, React or Vue.js, really, really popular with JavaScript on the front end. There's also Next.js now, which is even like a further development of a framework. It goes even farther. On the back end, you have like Laravel with PHP or Django with Python, Ruby on Rails, another really, really popular framework as well. So you can see there's many, many different frameworks out there depending on your chosen programming language. So it's kind of like nesting dolls. We have code at the foundation, the atomic sort of unit. Those are the instructions we're giving to the computer. We have different programming languages with their pros and cons, and we want to make sure that we're choosing a language that solves for our current needs in that context, but is also something that we're familiar with. And then we have frameworks on top of that, and they allow us to move faster with our given programming language. And that's what a framework is all about.